hello YouTube, and welcome to this edition of Race Car Fabrication and Restoration. As promised, I told you we would give you a little update on the Nova, on where we are on it. What happened was the powder coater got done with the chassis a whole lot faster than what we thought they would, and they turned it around in like 3 days. That included a full sandblasting and powder coating, and then actually set up here for a couple of days because I was in Atlanta, Georgia for work and had to come back and go get it, but they had it done really fast. So that kind of presented a problem. We got it back so fast we couldn't get it in the shop because we'd already started on that limited body, the limited modified body that my son Ryan was doing. So anyway, by the way, we'll have the pictures of that limited up real soon. As soon as they get the decals and lettering done on it, we'll have it in an episode that comes up real soon. But anyway, I want to show you where we're at on this Nova. We did get it in here in the shop finally. We moved some stuff around, and so we could get started on it because I was chomping at the bit to start putting this thing together. And we ran into a few issues, and just like always happens, but I'll explain to you here in just a minute. So sit tight, and we'll be right back with you. Okay, welcome back YouTube. And as promised, I told you I'd give you a real brief update on where we are on the Nova, since we did get started on it a little quicker than we thought. But we have the idle alarm, you see over the lower A-frames, got the steering box in, got the screw jacks in. The brakes are mounted. What I was telling you about the problem I ran into is we had actually cut this firewall back a little bit when we installed this new metal firewall. They had a real thin metal here, and I wanted thicker stuff to just so the pedals would be a little stronger, and they'll still be bolted through the top here. But anyway, whenever we cut this back, it was all good. We got a lot more room, a better situation for the headers, and just a lot more room on the engine side. But I failed to think about my 6'1" long legs. That kind of presented a problem because we lost some area in here, especially on the gas pedal. It got really close to the steering. So we took our gas pedal and we cut that thing in about 4 or 5 different pieces, actually rebuilt it, re-welded it, and now where it clears and swings clear of the steering shaft, which is not in there right now, but it's ready to go in, ready to be painted. We have it welded up. But another thing, unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about it, but you see how they had actually dented this cage in here for the old. They had just a one single reservoir master cylinder on here. We went and bought a dual master cylinder set up for adjustable brakes. I like having brakes in case I lose them on one end. I like to have them on the other end so I can kind of woe something down. But anyway, but by having to move that over, to clear this tube. This tube is really, really far to the outside of the car. But, so I moved the brake pedal over further than what I like. I wish it was a little bit closer to the steering shaft, but then that threw the clutch way out here, and you can see the angle here. That's behind that bar on the roll cage, but we actually got it adjusted. I actually sat in the seat, and it's not that bad. We were able to offset this pedal here. This thing is adjustable, so I was able to move it to the right-hand side. So on the pass, that helped. But that's just some of the stuff you run into. But I'll go ahead and move the seat back. The seat was 2 inches further, so luckily we was able to get enough adjustment out of the seat, and we moved it all the way to the back. And I had to make this filler panel here out of aluminum to cover up the front bracket, which has exposed holes in it. Well, now that's took care of that. My seat's dirty because I've been standing in it. But anyway, the seat's in it. Its mount is solid. Has all the seat belts, and we're good to go there. And here's kind of our parts. You can see here's the steering shaft. It's welded up and it's ready to go into the car. We're going to weld it to the steering box. And we got a whole bunch of parts in here in my parts room. But we got the rear end. We got to, goodness gracious, this over here. We got to get it down, and we got to weld the spring purchase on it. And then, of course, set the motor in there. And it'll go in final time this time, and get the exhaust hooked up. Then once we get the exhaust hooked up, then we'll go ahead and start on this interior on the far side over there, and we'll box everything in. And then we won't be able to do the tie-in of the interior where it intersects the top of the door till we get the body on, so we got to paint the body still. But anyway, that's where we are. We're going to head out in the morning. We're going to go over to Decatur, Texas, over to Eagle Canyon Raceway. We're going to run the 88 car, as I was telling you about. And Buddy's going to stay here. He's going to work on this car. And our goal is to try to get it on all fours as soon as we can. And that's the first step. Then we will go ahead and get the motor in, and then we'll start on the interior. It's going to go together pretty quick. We just had a major setback with all this firewall stuff. Man, I tell you, that took several hours trying to get all that resolved and having to move the seat further back, but everything's done now and we'll be good to go. So anyway, stay tuned and we'll be right back with you. Welcome back, YouTube, and hope you kind of see we did make a little progress on the Nova back here behind me now. So we're going to keep on working on it and get it done as soon as we can so we get started on this Camaro back here. The owner has made a couple of changes. He actually is considering updating the suspension on it and the front steering on it, which that is going to be a major job. He actually has a lot of dirt stuff laying around, some old rack and pinions. Again, that car's not going to be raced. It's just going to look raceable, but it's not going to be. But if we have to put a rack and pinion stuff on front of it, that's going to be a major, major job. So we're kind of holding off even starting on that thing until we get with him and he decides what he wants to do. So meanwhile, it's full steam ahead on his Nova getting that sucker done. But hey, I appreciate you guys watching, and hope you have a fantastic week. Like I said, we're headed out in the morning, and then we'll have some video from you from our visit out at Decatur, Texas, out to Eagles Canyon Raceway. But boy, I tell you, the COVID stuff, Buddy's gonna stay here and work on this car here because they're not allowing anybody but the drivers to go. And my wife's gonna go, but she has to stay in our hauler. So that's going to be kind of interesting. But anyway, I'm going to be a one-man show. So if I have trouble, I guess we'll be done. But anyway, we'll have some footage out there. So hopefully have a good, safe weekend and safe travels over there. But I hope you guys have a fantastic week. Thanks for watching. Hey, please continue to share the word about our channel and subscribe if you hadn't done that. We appreciate everybody subscribed already and like us. And we'll keep growing this thing. But hope you're having fun. We're having fun. Hope you are too. So have a fantastic week. We'll talk to you soon on race car fabrication and restoration. Take care.